Hello, welcome. My name's Kathleen. I'm one of the spirit operators. Today we're just going to have a short video talking about meditation posture. So, as many of you are probably aware, you see pictures of people meditating and they're in these really funky positions. And it's like, yeah, I can't do that. Don't worry about it. Okay, so for those of you that are able, you can do what is called a full lotus position. And so that's where you would be probably sitting on a meditation cushion or somehow that you're comfortable because you want to be able to have blood flow properly while you're meditating. Anyway, so full meditation, full lotus meditation posture has both feet like this. I can't do it, so I'm just going to show you with my my hands. So both feet are up on top of the legs, like so. So that's probably the position that you've seen, and you probably think that's the only correct position, but it's not. So you can also do a half lotus if you're able, and that's what I used to be able to do. And so that's one foot up on top, and that's perfectly acceptable if you're able to do that. And again, on a cushion or however you're comfortable, making sure that, there's blood flowing to your legs. Okay, so for the rest of us that can't do those funky positions, we can just sit in a chair. And so sitting in a chair is absolutely perfectly fine. Now, for your hands and arms, what you want is to have your left hand palm up, your right hand palm up on top of the left hand, and then the two thumbs pushed together. I hope it's showing up in the video. And then you would just place that into your lap. Okay, and you want your thumbs pointing towards your navel, belly button, if you can, if that's comfortable. Okay, and that helps with the flow of energy. So that's the proper way to put the hands for meditating. You want to be sitting in the chair. If you're sitting in a chair, you want your feet flat on the ground. Okay. And no matter what position you're in, if you're sitting for meditation, because you can lay down for meditation or walk around, okay? But if you're sitting, you want your back as straight as possible, but without being uncomfortable, because you don't want to be in pain. If you're in pain or feeling discomfort because you're trying to be too straight, that's going to distract you from your object of meditation, right? Your mind's going to keep going back to, I'm uncomfortable, rather than focusing on whatever you're focusing on. So, yeah, so you want to sit with your back as straight as possible, okay? Hands in your lap in the position I showed. I hope that was clear. My daughter made me a picture. I'll see if I can find it, and maybe I'll put that in the thumbnail. And right, okay, so back straight as possible. Then when your back's as straight as possible, okay, now here's a fun thing that most people probably don't talk about. So the tip of your tongue, okay, very tip of your tongue, you want that to be resting on the back of the top teeth. So your top row of teeth, up front here, you want the tip of your tongue resting there while you're meditating. Now, I'm assuming that I have imprinting from previous lives because that is my normal tongue, relaxed tongue position. I don't know, my tongue's always in that position my whole life. So when I found out you're supposed to have your tongue there, I was like, oh, my tongue's always there. And then I'm like, oh, is it everybody's? But I know when I was a kid, my dentist would complain that my tongue was too big. I don't know. Anyway, so the tip of your tongue resting on the back upper teeth. Okay. I don't know if you can see that well, but so that's what you want. Your mouth closed and your tongue resting up there. That's going to help to keep from saliva building up while you're meditating, and also to keep your mouth moist, right? You don't want to have a dry throat and mouth while you're meditating, although that can happen. And so Right, so that's where you want your tongue, which you probably have not heard before. Okay, so then we're in that position, and then we back straight, but we want to tuck our chin down slightly. Not a lot, just a bit, so your head's just slightly pointing down, okay? And when you're in this position, when you're about to meditate, you then want to close your eyes. Now, I recommend closing your eyes, although you're supposed to kind of leave your eyes a little bit open, looking down your nose. If you're able to do that without being distracted, that's awesome, because that's the best way. Keep your eyes just slightly open, looking down your nose, but you don't pay attention to anything you see. Okay, that's the key. You don't get caught up in anything you see, just eyes slightly open, looking down your nose. Now, I find my eyelids open and close and move. So I have tried to do that. I just keep them closed, okay? And that's totally valid. You can just have your eyelids closed as you're doing this to help minimize all the distractions of, your cat's walking by or your dog or whatever. Okay, so yeah. So recap, sitting in whatever position you want, most likely in a chair. So if you're in a chair, feet flat on the ground, otherwise you're sitting in a lotus or half lotus position. Then you want your hands, okay, cupped, right hand on top of the left hand, thumbs together, then point them towards your belly button when you put them in your lap, okay. Back as straight as possible without being uncomfortable. Chin slightly down, tongue up if you can do it, up to the top of the back of your teeth, and your eyes mostly closed, if not all the way closed. And that's proper meditation posture. That's it. So nice short video. I hope this has helped you. And let me know if some of the stuff I shared is new for you. I'd like to know. Or if you have any other questions or comments, that'd be terrific. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you later.